Hi, my name is Thomas. Welcome to my workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to make a featherboard extension for my bench Superflex flat bar. This is the bench Superflex flat bar. It is definitely my preferred approach when it comes to maintain a constant pressure against the workpiece, keeping it flat against the fence and the table surface. The big advantage over featherboards is its flexibility. You have an endless range of mounting points on the table and you can use it with workpieces of various dimensions. The disadvantage over featherboards is that this jig does not prevent the workpiece from being dragged backwards by any kind of friction. This is a capability only a featherboard has. A featherboard, due to its raw flexible fingers, kind of clamps the workpiece against the fence, giving it only a one-way direction to run. And this cannot be achieved with the flexible flat bar. But personally, I really appreciate the flexibility provided by this jig. So the obvious solution for me is to make a featherboard extension for my bench Superflex flat bar. And that's what I'm going to make now. I decided to make two featherboard extensions, so first I had to cut off two equally sized boards. I experimented a bit to get a stop block for my crosscut push bar done. If the original bar extension I've made had a longer slot, something I'll have to fix down the line, I would have been able to use it as a stop block here. Unfortunately, the slot was too short, so I turned it around and with a little hack using two pieces of scrap wood, a threaded insert and a screw, I got a flexible stop block done. I made a 30-degree angle cut on each of the two boards, setting the miter gauge to 60 degrees. Then I prepared the table saw in order to cut a series of flexible fingers in each of the two boards. I decided to use the wider dust collection hood for this job. I improvised again using the angle jig, which usually supports my fence as vertical stop block for the crosscut push bar. The boards are quite small and way too dangerous to hold them down by hand, so I used my push bar extensions to hold the boards in place. A small, about 5 mm thick piece of scrap wood helped me out to cut equally sized fingers in each board. Next step was preparing the backside of the feather boards. Usually you cut slots inside the board in order to fix it somehow flat on the table surface or vertically on the fence. I wanted the board elements to be mounted on the front of the flat bar, so I set up my jigsaw to prepare the backside of the boards. I didn't try this out before, nor I have seen something similar in the past. I totally made this up spontaneously, only with a rough concept in mind. I tried out 2 different shapes. Then I prepared some short square pieces which will be glued on the backside of the featherboard elements. But before gluing them on, I drilled holes at the ends of the square bars and screwed in some threaded inserts. I used some epoxy to glue everything together. At the end I put some wooden filler into the gaps along the gluing edges. And sanded down the excess to achieve a perfectly smooth surface. Finally, I set up my router table together with my flexible flatbar jig in order to cut slots in the flatbar. I wanted the flat bar where the featherboard extensions are mounted on to have slots and not only single mounting points. The slots in the flat bar will give me some further flexibility as far as positioning of the featherboard elements is concerned. Now everything is ready. I set it up to give it a very first try. And it worked out quite well. I am only able to push the board forward and it's not really possible to pull it back. So basically the concept of this is working out, even if the dimension of the featherboard extensions is not really perfect. So the fingers are a bit too thick and a bit too short. I think I'm gonna fix this with the jigsaw. So this was it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please hit the like button, help sharing the video. If not already subscribed, subscribe to the Tiny Woodworkshop channel. Thank you very much for your attention and see you in the next video.